All right, so in this lesson, we will complete perfect squares, perfect square trinomials in the form of quadratic expressions. So we'll circle that in the form of quadratic expressions. Cool. So this is going to be just like what we did before, but this time we'll be given a quadratic expression. So for instance, we have x plus 3 squared, which means x plus 3 times x plus 3. So x times x is x squared, or x times x is x squared, right? X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 3 is 9. So this is going to be pretty much the same thing as we did last time. It's just we have x's, right? And we have an x squared, and all that stuff. So we can say that x squared plus 6x plus 9 is a perfect square trinomial because x plus 3 times x plus 3 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. All right, let's look at another example. So x minus 5 squared. X minus 5 times x minus 5. We do x times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. And then you can even see here, just like we did in the previous lesson, that you combine the two middle terms. The reason why I had you combine the two middle terms yesterday was because today you will, or in this lesson, you will also be combining the two middle terms. That's actually, that's why I did it. You won't combine anything else because this is the x squared. We don't have any more x squared. This is a constant, like a normal number, so we don't have any more of those. So we can only combine the x's. So we can say that x squared minus 10x plus 25, let's see, is a perfect square trinomial because x minus 5 times x minus 5 equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. All right, and then we have another example, right? But let's summarize what we were saying, just like we did the other day in the previous lesson. Let's see if it's the same. So we can see, I guess let's use blue. Let's look at this first term. So this one right here. Well, we can tell that if a is x, then x times x is x squared. This is the same thing. So the first term is a squared. Like before, the 9, the third term, well, the b is 3, and we did 3 times 3. 3 squared is 9. Let me make that a little bit better. Is 9. So that third term is b squared. And once again, in the middle, we're going to end up multiplying, we can see it here, x times 3 and 3 times x. We're going to get the same thing twice, right? Which you can summarize by saying x times 3 or 3 times x, right? We have 2 of them, so that's 2ab. Oh, let me do that in a different color. Let's see, let's do that in purple. So let's do middle term purple is 2ab. Just like we did in the previous lesson, last time. So a plus b squared can be rewritten as a squared plus 2ab plus c squared. Plus b squared, my bad. I was thinking the Pythagorean theorem over there. All right, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So let's go ahead and do this some of these a little faster. Let's do it in orange. So this can be x times x is x squared. 3 times 3 is positive 9. A times b is x times 3, which is 3x. We have 2 of them. We get 6x, just like we did in the. I think this is the same exact one. Yeah, it's the same exact one over here. So we got the same answer. So x times x is x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. We multiply these two, we get 4x, and we have two of them, so we have 8x. Cool. Actually, let me symbolize this here. Okay. So x times x is x squared. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. X times negative 6 is negative 6, so minus 6x. Oh, that's wrong. X times negative 6 is negative 6. We have two of them, so minus 12x. Oh, and then I don't know why this one doesn't have an x. Let's just kind of like, oh, cool. Yeah, don't worry about that one. So a 3x minus 2. Oh, you know what? Let's not. I'm going to do, let's do 2x plus 3 squared. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 2x times 3 is 6x. We have two of them. I get 12x. All right, 3x times 3x is 9x squared. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. We have two of them. We get minus 12x. And then our last one, negative 4x squared is positive 6x squared, plus 2 to the second power, which is 4. That gives me negative 8, and I have two of them, so minus 16x. All right, not too bad. So let's complete these squares. Let's write down what we had before. So a plus b squared can be rewritten as a plus b times a plus b, which is going to be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so we have x squared here is a squared. So I'm going to just do that in green. So we know that we know that a squared is x squared. If I take the square root of both, that means a can be x, but it can be also negative x, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So it can be a positive or a negative x. Let's do a little better. Okay, and that means, let's find out what b is. Let's do b in red. So we know that b squared is 16. So square root of b squared. That means b is positive or negative 4. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. So let's make this can be x, positive x plus 4 squared, which is x plus 4 times x plus 4. X times x is x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. X times 4 is 4x, or we can do it over here if you want. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x, so we get 8x. All right, but we can also do x minus 4, and we would get x minus 4 times x minus 4. Well, x minus 4 squared, which is x minus 4 times x minus 4. And then we know that that's going to be the same. So we're going to have a negative 4x and a negative 4x, so we get a negative 8x, so we go minus 8x. We could also make the x negative instead. So negative x plus 4 squared is negative x plus 4 times negative x plus 4. Oops. And then negative x times negative x positive x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. And we'll get negative x times 4 is negative 4x. And you have two of them, so minus 8x. And then both can be negative. Negative x minus 4 squared is negative x minus 4 times negative x minus 4. And then we get, let me write that a little bit better. And negative x times negative x is x squared. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. And then we end up with negative x times negative 4, which is positive 4x. And we get another positive 4x, so we get positive 8x. Cool. I'm just going to do this next one, then we can go to the next page. I'm going to write this. A plus b squared is a plus b times a plus b, which is a squared plus 2ab, plus b squared. Does that look right? I guess that looks fine, right? Let's see. I used green, I think. So we know that a squared equals 9x squared. So if I take the square root, that means a can be a positive or negative. What times what will give me 9x squared? 3x times 3x. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of x squared is x. Okay, not too bad. Let's do this. Well, let's back up for one moment. The square root of 9x squared is positive and negative 3x. That's because 3x times 3x will give me 9x squared, just so you know. We know that b squared equals 25. So square root that, square root that. We know that b is positive or negative 5. Well, positive or negative 5. I'm going to write that a little bit better. Positive, or maybe I'll write it worse. Positive or negative 5. Okay, so I wrote these in purple. So we could do 3x, positive 3x plus 5 squared. We could do 3x and then use the negative 5, so minus 5 squared. We could use the negative 3x and put plus 5 squared, and we can use negative 3x minus 5 squared. So let's start at this first one. 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 5 times 5 is 25. We know we're going to have 3x times 5, which is 15. We're going to have 2 of them, so plus 30x. Let's see. This next one is 3x minus 5 squared, which is 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. We can just skip to that middle part. 3x times negative 5 is negative 15. We have 2 of them, so minus 30x. And negative 3x plus 5 squared is negative 3x plus 5 times negative 3x plus 5. Let's see, we can just skip to the middle part. So negative 3x times 5 is negative 15. We have 2 of them, negative 30x. And then the last one, negative 3x minus 5 times negative 3x minus 5. And I get the same on the outside, yeah. And then negative 3x times negative 5, that's a positive 15. I have 2 of them, so positive 30x. All right, cool. Let's go to the next.